in Montana. Whereabouts?
Yes, I'm in a northwest corner of Montana in the mountains in a mountain community called the Flathead Valley. Um, and Whitefish, Montana is probably the biggest attraction up here. We have a ski resort called, my Whitefish Mountain Resorts, and then
Mhm.
Glacier National Park is just in my backyard. If I go outside, I can peek and see the mountains over there. And if you've never heard of Glacier National Park, you should Google it or search for it.
It just sounds so big, so open, so many just incredible wild open spaces.
Absolutely. It's called Big Sky Country for a reason. We have sky forever and mountains surrounding us. It's remote and wild, and we want to keep it that way. If you think the old Wild West, it's still alive up here.
Oh,
Actually,
fantastic.
all of Montana is quite wild.
What's your day-to-day life like in Montana?
I can literally go out my back door and point in any direction and find an adventure. So
Oh, amazing. Okay.
that's there's the spirit of the locals here. They don't want amusement parks or
Mm.
malls. They want to keep it like uh, it's been for a very long time. So pristine, wild, free, all that. So
Yeah.
that spirit is very much alive here, and it's worth a visit.
So if we are visiting, which we will be,
Uh-huh.
where's the first place to go? Where's must visit?
Okay, well, if you're coming up to the Flathead Valley, you should probably check out Glacier National Park for
Yeah.
sure. And now, because we have millions of people coming up just for Glacier National Park every season, they had to just this year come up with a new system. So there's ticketing, so you have to plan ahead. So
Oh,
you have to
okay.
buy, yeah, we didn't have that before. So
Hmm.
things are changing because we're getting discovered up here. So Glacier National Park, it's incredible. And then Whitefish Mountain Resort is open all year round. You can actually see Glacier National Park if you just ride the gondola to the top, and
Okay.
it's incredible. There's bike trails if you like biking, and incredible bike trails around here. There's a place called Whitefish Bike Retreat where you can stay at a hostel and you can rent bikes there, and they'll give you a tour of all the bike paths around here. It's incredible. Well, obviously you need to go to Flathead Lake. It is the largest lake west of the Mississippi, so it's bigger than Lake Tahoe. It's pristine. Yeah, it's unreal. It takes you about 3 hours to drive around the whole lake.
Oh my gosh,
So
that's giant.
yeah,
Crikey. Okay.
and I recommend. And Whitefish Lake is right underneath Whitefish Mountain Resort and Whitefish Mountain. I recommend staying at the lodge at Whitefish Lake. If you come, you'll be right on the lake, and it's beautiful. Well, I'm a rock climber, so I can. It's kind of a hidden rock climbing mecca up here. Again, the locals. We're very private about our treasures up here, so we don't promote them. But there is a rock climbing mecca up here. But you can. I will plug for myself. I'm getting to be a certified guide, rock climbing guide next week. So
Oh,
if you come up here, keep in
fantastic.
touch with me on
Yeah.
Instagram. Keep watching. A lot of things are brewing. I'll be offering some guided trips for women specifically.
Oh,
So I
brilliant.
could show you some of the really cool rocks up here. What else do we do? Hiking. It's incredible amounts of backpacking, hiking, biking. You can paddleboard.
Oh, nice.
Um, River trips. There's guided trips on the rivers up here that you can also check out.
What if you wanted to do, say, like a 3, 4 day hike? Are there, where can you stay on the way on your route? Are there sort of huts in the mountains and things like that, or how does it work?
You would want to, you can probably find a lot of the links on Glacier National Park site, but there are
Mm.
guided trips where they would show you how to pack everything and then you would camp
Oh,
in the
really?
wild.
Okay.
Yes. You just camp outside if you're
Okay.
doing a backpacking trip, or you could stay at a hotel and do a day trip if
No,
you
okay.
wanted.
Cool. So it's warm enough in the summer to just be, camping out.
Absolutely.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
We
And are
get
there
4 seasons here. So it's cold in the winter, winters are long and dark, and then summers are warm and they're cold at night. But
yeah.
they're long, so you get light until about 11 p.m.
Oh, wow. Oh, gorgeous.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And are there some more official campsites as well, or does everyone just kind of go wild camping and that's it?
There are official lots of campgrounds, so you'll want to kind of plan ahead again, especially if you're camping in Glacier Park. Check their websites, plan ahead. you have to book. But there are also wild spots that you could, if you had, let's say you rented a van or some kind of RV, you could just pull over.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. And you also do a lot of yoga, don't you?
I do. I a certified yoga instructor. I've been practicing since I was probably 13 years old.
Oh,
So that's a big part of my life. I also offer that. There's going to be, so if you follow me on Instagram, I will be, there's going to be a retreat up here for women. It's a women specific retreat with yoga, climbing, and other guided adventures, hiking adventures. So follow me if you want to make a trip.
Yes, definitely. Can we have a girl about retreats to Montana, please? And
yes, yes. Well, keep in touch and we can make something happen.
that sounds fantastic. Someone else just on the comments is asking, do you have to worry about grizzly bears when you're camping out?
Yes, and Glacier National Park, you do. So they have, it's a real thing. But you just learn to be bear aware.
Right.
Usually
like
there's
that,
so many, excuse me?
I like that, bearware. That's a great.
Yes, that's a thing. And they have, you know, special containers to, you know, you just learn not to leave food out. And there's a lot of precautions that they'll tell you about and you should be aware of before you come. But making noise, traveling in a group, and carrying bear spray, knowing how to use it, that kind of thing. But it's not a huge problem, but it's something I mean, it can happen.
Have
Absolutely.
you come up against a bear before?
I have not, like, you know, had to use my bear spray, but I have seen bears. Usually they're off in the distance and you just kind of keep going.
Okay.
You keep your eye on them and go, okay, there's a bear over there. I'm going to have my hand on my bear spray. Let's move.
Okay. And then in the winter, you're snowboarding, is that right?
Absolutely. So if you like winter sports, Whitefish Mountain Resort is an amazing resort. We're really spoiled up here because we haven't had to have a plan ahead like a lot of places make you reserve your spot because of COVID restrictions. We haven't had that. You can just come up, buy your lift ticket, and enjoy the day. It's also very low in price, and some of the best powder that you'll find around in the Northwest.
Sorry, we just lost the internet again. Just a touch there. So it's low in. It's not too expensive in Whitefish.
Yes, not too expensive, and you can get a wonderful vacation, some great powder to snowboard or ski on.
Fantastic.
And if you get a hold of me, I'll show you some powder stashes and take you to the best places.
Yes, please. Thank you. So where, say you've got a, say you're, you know, friend is visiting from out of town, where's your sort of first place to take them to?
Well, I would probably take them up north, past Whitefish to a town called Eureka. It's kind of like what Whitefish was 30 years ago. It's undiscovered, lots of recreation, camping, hiking, fishing, biking, whatever you name it, and rock climbing. And it's just wild and undiscovered. And that's where a lot of the locals are going because we are getting discovered up here in Whitefish. So I would take you north.
Nice.
To Eureka.
Cool. Okay. Because I was just when the internet went earlier, I was just gonna, because there's no there aren't many cities, or it's not at all urban, is it, Montana? Is it pretty much all national parks, big forests, big wide open places?
It is. We only have 1 million people in the entire state, and it's the 4th largest state in the union. So there's not a lot of people here. No, it's pretty wild. And again, there's not a major interstate that goes through this particular area. As you go further east in Montana towards Bozeman, it's more populated, but still quite wide open. We're in the mountainous regions of northwest Montana. So, I mean, if you travel the whole state, you'll find it's just an incredible state to visit because you have the mountains and the alpine areas, and then you go east and it's more mesas and rolling plains and still huge mountains. And I have roots here, deep roots. My mom was Little Shell Chippewa, indigenous from the Little Shell Chippewa tribe, and so my roots are quite deep all over Montana, and I feel it. I mean, I can anywhere I go in Montana, I just feel its deep connection to my ancestry. It's a wonderful place to visit. It's wild. I mean, the Old West is still alive, so you'll find characters that live up in the canyon, we call it, that's between Glacier National Park and Whitefish. It's they have lived there for generation after generation, and they look the part. They're like old trappers, and they're still living up there.
So, and your mother's tribe, are they still, where do they live now? Are they still?
The gathering places in Great Falls, they were really located in Minnesota, but the tribe was followed the buffalo, so they followed it west to Montana, and a lot of it got scattered. The tribe got scattered, and they're called Métis, which is mixed blood, because they got together with the French trappers mostly, and so there's a lot of them in Canada and Montana. Lewistown, Montana is central Montana, almost exactly in the middle of the state is where my ancestry is from.
Oh, what a gorgeous place to have your feet on the ground. Wonderful.
Absolutely.